Okay, hey guys, before we do start the video, one thing I do want to bring up is, so pretty much, I am going to be coming out with a new server, new roleplay server, GTA 5 roleplay server called Diversion Network. Um, and it's your original, GTA 5 type of roleplay server, but what we're also going to do is, we're going to have a dedicated server just for content creators, to make Rockstar Editor movies, cinematics, whatever they want. And if you do join Divergent today, you can get access to our classes that we're going to actually be playing out on how to properly make a Rockstar movie, how to make the cinematics actually look good, make it feel like it's a real movie that you're watching. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you do join the Discord down below, Discord link, and let's go to the video. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing alright. You might see TeamSpeak come up. I don't know. Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the other side. Alright, hope you guys are all doing well. So this is gonna be my part two to my Rockstar, at least not part two, but an updated video to how to make cinematics in Rockstar Editor on FiveM. If you don't know what any of those are, somehow you came across this video. FiveM is a sort of third party uh, place where you're allowed to go in and play on multiplayer servers. It's either like roleplay or whatever, modded for GTA 5. It is it won't get you a ban on GTA Online. It's nothing affiliated with GTA Online. FiveM is its own kind of thing. All you need is a legal version of GTA 5 installed on your computer, and you should be good. So some of the things that we're actually going to go over first is also all the links or whatever are going to be down in the description below. Um, but what we're going to go over first is kind of basic stuff about how to use Rockstar or not, or at least to help your experience rather in Rockstar Editor. And one of these things is optional, but is highly recommended. So what we're going to do, we're going to right click on the actual FiveM application. We're going to go FiveM application data. I do have these things already pre-installed. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to plugins, and don't mind all this stuff. What's going to be actually in the media fire link that's going to be down below is going to be these two: Open Camera 5, both the ASI and the log, as well as the Lambda menu ASI. And if we go down here below, I believe it's going to be the LM configuration. Now, these menus are necessary. I would say at least one of them is necessary, the Lambda. Um, like I said, the open camera is highly recommended. But this is this is to help both you create cinematics to where you're not crashing as much, because I know that's a big problem with people. So you're not crashing, as well as protecting other people who are in server. Because the previous video that I have released, I have realized that it's not the greatest method, because you're messing with other people in the game. So yeah, let's first off. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the whatever files are in the folder. First, you're gonna go to plugins, drop the Open Camera 4, the Open Camera 4 ASI. Sorry, this is Open Camera 5, Open Camera 5.log. Place these two in the plugins folder in FiveM application data. So go to plugins and then put it in here, as well as the Lambda menu ASI. And then you're gonna go down here. You're gonna scroll down, which you're probably gonna just place it, but I'll just show you where it's gonna end up. Which is going to be lm-config.xml. That's going to be just strictly in the FiveM application data. We're going to just double click it to view. Not going to select that. Okay, let's not have every single damn pop-up up here. Okay, so this is sort of the menu, and this is like how Lambda knows what keybinds are going to be used for different things. And the method I'm going to teach you is because originally it's just going to be set to F1, which I have changed it to F11. The F11 key, which I mean, I haven't really seen many other things use that. You can always change it in the future, which I'll show you how to do that now. But the file that you're actually going to receive is going to be with the F11. That's going to be the keybind. But if you want to change it anyway, you're going to go to this line over here. It's going to say key function toggle menu or toggle main menu, and then value equals VKF. And if you download like the version online, it's going to say F1, which I have changed it to F11. So, but you can always change it to something else like F9 or whatever. However you want. I'm just going to not do that because that is bad. Once you do that, then you can exit out, save all the changes that you made, and then you should be good. I believe that's probably it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pause it real fast. I'm going to get on FiveM, and then we're going to show you how to now do Rockstar Editor clips. Alright, we're back. So what's going to actually happen is we're actually going to go on PGN. That's mainly the server I play on. So we're going to go in there and record our clips. Now, I know I said before Replay Editor isn't great, but Rockstar, or at least FiveM, has changed up their stuff. So Replay Editor, I mean, I would say that's a last case scenario. If you want to go there to use it, I really don't like using Replay Editor, at least on the main menu, but it does work sometimes. So if you want, you can always go there if you don't want to install Lambda or whatnot. But since you do have Lambda, at least if you're following the steps I'm showing you, then it should be good. You know what? We're going to have to pause it again. You know why? Because Steam is not open, and I don't know why that happened. So I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. It's actually getting to the queue right now. So yeah, like I said, this is an updated version of how to correctly use Rockstar Editor. Just gonna turn down the music. And one of the issues, I don't know if you saw that picture before, but one of the issues that you're probably gonna have questions about is because you're obviously gonna have probably police in your Rockstar Editor films. And your police vehicles lights might always stay on. That is not an issue that no one really even knows. I think it's always kind of gonna stay like that. I have no idea why. It's just FiveM for you. That's just how it works. I don't know. I don't know a fix for it to turn off the lights. I know when the lights are going, then it's gonna be kind of flickering, like it's like actually, code response or whatnot. But okay, so I think we're on Toko VoIP. Let's see here.
Channel switched.
There we go. Alright. So we are here by the no square people. So let's not be there. And we're just gonna go to some place, probably drive around our vehicle or whatnot. We're gonna go out of the AOP just so people don't get too upset. And it is foggy. Alright. I'm also giving this sort of buffer time in case, you guys are still working on something or trying to possibly download those things or whatnot. But what we're going to do, we're going to actually spawn into our character. Also, one thing that is kind of a necessity that I will show you, you do need vMenu. From what I understand, it is a menu that is all across the board. Majority of all servers have them, and you have to experiment kind of what keybind is they're using. This dude's new. I don't know who that is. That's not how you do 911 calls. Yeah. Let me see. So let's get. So yeah, vMenu. They kind of experiment with what keybinds are what. Because some servers are different. I don't know why. At least for this server, PGN, it's going to be letter M. I know some servers are F1. So you just have to experiment. But first thing that we're going to do is we're actually going to go to mix settings. And this is kind of optional for you. It's just to help your experience out. But we're going to go... Okay, so you're going to go to mix settings and then keybind settings. And then click on recording controls. And then get out of that menu. And then go all the way down and save personal settings. So you can save them. So they're all saved there. And this way you're able to actually just press F1 and then it'll be recording. I don't know if you saw that in the bottom left, but yeah, it'll pop up when I press F1. I know some servers don't have V menu. It's kind of hard to save those controls. So you literally have to, honestly, sometimes I don't even know, how you record. I know V menu should be across the board, so that shouldn't really be a problem. If you do have issues with that, let me know. Because I honestly don't know how you would get around to recording Rockstar Editor videos if the menu is in the server. What we're going to do is we're going to get our player model. This you don't really have to do. I'm just kind of setting up the character. This dude is literally doing every single thing. Save peds, or you know what? Let's do an EUP thing. Let's go San Andreas Highway Patrol. Okay, so we got an EUP. Then we're going to get our vehicle. So save vehicles, emergency, PGN. Okay, so we got Los Santos Police Department. So what we're gonna do. And also, let's make sure we get our Ben's loadout, manage loadouts, PD and SHP. Okay. Okay, so let's go in. Alright, that guy's just gonna be there. Alright, so we're gonna do a quick cinematic of us probably driving around, and then we're gonna drift, and then we're gonna have our guns out and aiming at this one place, whatever. Alright, so let's do F1. Also, one thing before I actually go, it is always good to record about 3 or 5 seconds. Like, if you're planning for this first clip to be the very start of your cinematic, it is always good, or like at least cinematic video that you're going to render, which will make sense later on. But it's always good to leave about 3 to 5 seconds of you doing absolutely nothing. And you'll see why in the future. Or in at least coming up. So you're going to press F1. I'm going to wait a few seconds. Alright. And then we're going to be looking around. Turn on our lights. Start driving. Then we're going to be looking at this one place. We're going to look through here. Alright, and we saved the clip. So, let's, I believe we saved the clip at least. Sometimes I don't know what happens, but so now since we record the clip, I know previously what I stated before was you would go here then go to Rockstar directly. But the reason why we don't do that anymore, at least that I decided not to do that, is because other people in session vehicles will spawn double and it'll just ruin everybody else's experience who's actually in the server. So that's why we get Lambda menu. At Lambda menu, you are able to leave the session, which doesn't mean you leave the server. It means that you split off from this original server and you create your own type of server that is just you, still using the same assets as in game. So we're going to leave the session. I guess I want to leave. So we're all gone. And then I'm going to press F11 again. And then now we're going to go to Rockstar Editor. So here You can create a project, load a project. Director mode doesn't really do anything. Clip management, you can browse through all the clips that you have. Channel switch. Video gallery, you can browse all the export videos and upload, which that is not something that we're going to go into really, unless you're going to delete some videos. Tutorials, you don't need it. The tutorial. Quick game, later on. Okay, so we're going to create a project. We're going to add the clip that we just used. Okay. I'm gonna just wait for that to load. It's loading for a bit. Also, just depend. Oh, aha! We crashed. Cool. Great for the video. Custom shader. Huh. Interesting. Let's try that again. So sometimes it is gonna crash. This isn't 100% proof that it won't. We're gonna try to go back in there and see exactly what happened. I'm not exactly sure what did happen. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened, at least. So we're gonna see what actually did happen. And also sometimes it will crash the first time. Yes, sometimes it will crash the first time. We're going to go back in there and see what happened. Alright. So let's go back to F11. You can leave the session again. Then we're going to see what exactly did happen. Create a project, add, and then go to this clip, and enter. Okay, yeah, so you see there, it did work. Sometimes, you know, you guys just gotta redo it. It's a trial and error. But yeah, so what I just did there actually, I can't really go back, but what I did was I just pressed A. Okay, so I have a controller. Most of you guys are going to have a keyboard, so I'll just do it based on what you guys are going to have. So I press enter on this first keyframe here, which pretty much selects it. And what I can do is I have all these options. I can then go under camera, which is going to be the main thing. And it probably started off like this. Yeah, it started off like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to press right, and it's going to go to free camera. This is mainly what you're going to be using for any of your cinematics or whatnot. If you do want to have that sort of cinematic tone. So we'll go simple. You can, I honestly don't know how to, okay, so yeah, hold left click, you can look around and all that. And then I think right click just goes back. So you can press enter, look around with left click, and then hold it. And then if you hold on semicolon, or is it semicolon? No. It's going to be C. C is going to zoom in. And then Z is going to zoom out. So C is going to zoom in. I like to keep it within 2.00 times zoom to like 2.5-ish. It looks the most cinematic to me. I'm going to use controller just because that's what I'm mainly like adapt with. We're going to go through all these options too. Depth of field mode, pretty much that is, you can set to custom. I like to set to custom, or you have none at all. Custom, you can then have it automatic, so you can automatically just focus on whatever is going to be the main, like whatever is the middle of your camera that is going to be focused on. You can have a manual to where you can select a sort of focus distance away from the camera. Then you can have target on the player, or you can go and select any other players that are nearby. Obviously, there's no players nearby or any NPCs, so I can't really select on them. Now, most of the time, you can only go out about here. With normal Rockstar Editor, you can't go past. But since you guys, or at least I showed you guys how to install that sort of no camera boundaries type of thing, you can go wherever you want, however far you want, and it won't do anything. So I can literally, let's see, I'm not going to go all the way over there because it's just going to take up too much time, too much of your time. I can go over here and I can do stuff. But the only problem about this, which makes sense, is that it's going to be very low poly. So it's not going to look as good. Which, I mean, it makes sense because your player was all the way over there, and what it's doing is it's re-rendering everything in the map. And that is also why you don't want to open Rockstar Editor destroyed away in server, because then it's going to mess up with other people in session. Because if you're doing Rockstar Editor and then somebody spawns like nearby and is walking around, they're going to either see double vehicles, and a bunch of double stuff, and it's going to look very glitchy and whack to them, or you're going to crash. So those are not too much of good things. So we're going to keep the focus on the player since that's mainly our focus. And I did tell you guys before that we're going to keep a few seconds to where we're not doing anything. So we're going to do that. So we're going to do this, just have this here, and then we'll go on here. Okay, so then we have a few different options when you select on cameras. So like edit camera, you can move around. You can look at a target. I'm not going to select that, but, or well, I mean, that's how it looks like. But we're going to go back to that. You can move with the target. So if you put on player, you'll move, but if you have the option flexible, then the camera, or at least the player, whenever it moves, you'll be able to see it move, but the camera won't move with the player. So let's say if the player turns right, the camera won't like readjust itself to try to fit with what the player's doing. It'll just stay where it's at, stationary. Now, if you do rigid, then it's going to kind of like be attached to the player. So if the player starts running, turns right, and darts right, then the camera is going to try to move to try to fit with how this look is at right now. It's going to try to do that. So, for example, if you have flexible, if that car is starting to move, it's starting to turn right, the camera is going to start to turn around like this. So the camera's going to still stay in the stationary spot, but the player's moving around. Now, if the car turns right, it's just going to stay in this spot. But obviously, the background is going to be moving because the player's moving. So that's kind of like a simple sort of thing. Blend mode, we only do that in the beginning keyframe, which I'll go more to that. And then shake, there's a bunch of shakes and stuff that happen. I don't like to do too much shakes just because the only one I would do was handheld and just very light, just so people don't get too noxious. Now, if you have like super high speed pursuits or whatever, and you're going with the car, then you can have like ground vibrations. And like this, I feel like this looks best when you're driving or running or whatever during an action scene, and you're either close to the ground or whatnot to feel the actual vibrations from the ground. There's also air turbulence, so if you're in the plane or whatever and you're going down, you can always do this for a more dramatic effect. Explosion does only one explosion. So you kind of have to select the keyframe that the explosion happens and then do this effect, and then it'll make the camera shake. And there's none. So handheld, can do it a little low, but personally for me, I'm not going to do handheld right now. So then we're going to go around, or we're going to keep on going. but we're gonna do this. So we're gonna go here and have kind of a dramatic zoom in a little bit. Through here. And then this is, okay, so now we have two, ignore this first keyframe right now. We have two of these frames right here, these two keyframes. Now, since we have position A and then position B, you're gonna go to position A, and then you're gonna select blend mode. You're gonna select blend mode, and then there's two different options. There's linear and smooth. I always go with smooth. It just looks more natural. Linear kind of looks a little too fake. Smooth looks the best. So since we selected smooth, I'm going here, and then this is sort of the thing it'll do. And then I like to do a little buffer, so this is the end position. This is where it's going to end. And then I always do another keyframe that's separate from this if I want to do a jump cut. So I'm going to do a jump cut here. And then I'm going to have it focus on the player. Then go to another spot. Then we can do this. And zoom in this way. And then when they leave, then it's going to drive away like that. Which will look pretty cool. So we're going to do blend mode for that position A. Now, so if we go back here, right? We have the secondary position from our first sort of like pair of keyframes. We have this, and then there's like a little space, and then it jump cuts to that. You never, if you want to do a jump, like let's say you go to different spots, right? Which, for example, we're just going to, I'd say, I don't want to remove it just because it's going to look really bad. But I'll do it just for so you guys know. It's going to look like this. And then it's going to go there, like how you originally intend. Which that's a no-no for me. So we're going to turn off smooth. This is how an easy way to fix. Turn off smooth for this so it stays like this. And then you can go back to the original spot. And then do whatever thing you wanted to do. And then go back. Then blend mode smooth. So then it jump cuts to that. Turn on the lights. Leaves. And then we can do a jump cut from there. So I'm going to do some little short cinematic or whatever. We're going to do here. Have them go all the way over there. And then we're going to turn around. Then go back here. Do that. So this is kind of like a little longer one. Which for this we can do ground vibrations. We can do about 5. Obviously we can make this a little shorter. There we go. So they kind of stay in frame the entire time. Then we can keep the ground vibrations like that. And then keep it at 5. Because of FiveM with stuff despawning or whatever, that NPC sadly despawned, and that's not like a thing that you can fix. It's just gonna happen. But I'm gonna pause it real fast. I'm gonna do a quick cinematic edit, and then we'll get back to at the very end. Now, if there's any other stuff I need to add, then I will add it. I'll do a little cut back, but other than that, I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. So we kind of went through all this footage and stuff. Nothing that I haven't really shown you. The only thing I will say is this one scene here. So what we did is we had multiple different transitions in it. So like this next one is smooth as well as this one is smooth. And this one doesn't have anything, but these last three are smooth. Um, and we'll show that right now. So you get to this point, and then we'll get to this point, and then we'll get here. And the reason why that is just because sometimes if you have like a very long sort of one take, that's kind of what's kind of called, is just like some one, like either one long take or a pan or whatever. You want to have multiple keyframes in there to kind of uh tell your camera where to move exactly. Now it's not good to have like thousands within a few seconds of a clip, like thousands of keyframes within a few seconds, because one, that's kind of too tedious, and two, it might not really come out the way you really want to. I don't know. You can always experiment. For me, I personally just don't recommend it. But we're gonna go back to the beginning and show this clip from how it is. And like I said, this first few clip or these first few seconds are nothing, and then you can see when we actually start the clip. Get a little zoom in there. Turn the lights. And then we show him kind of going through with a little of a ground vibration shake. Kind of make it feel like, you know, you're actually going with the car. Then we have a little bit of handheld shake as well. And make it feel like, you know, you're actually on the boots on the ground with that guy. Okay. And then we show him kind of going up. And then go. Searching the room, and nothing there. One thing I haven't really talked about, which I won't go into in this video, before we actually continue on, one thing I'm going to say is I am actually in the process of making a new roleplay server called Divergent Network. Um, and one thing that we're really for is the content creators. So we're here to support those who want to make movies or Rockstar Editor videos. We're gonna have our own dedicated server just for that, as well as a roleplay server. Um, and if you do decide to join Divergent Network, what we're gonna do is in the future we're gonna post out actual classes that you can sit in or watch, and it'll tell you how to use Rockstar Editor, and what's the best way to make your movie or whatever you're doing, your cinematic, look actually cinematic and like an actual movie. Um, so real fast, I'm just gonna make sure, see how long we've been recording for. Okay. So that's about it for that cinematic. So we're gonna save all the progress that we've made, and then from here we're going to export 60 FPS, and then we'll say test rock 2. Just some random title, whatever you know it to be. Hopefully encoding isn't too bad. Seems like no encoding error. Whatever, shouldn't be too bad. So sorry if like the footage is a little choppy. While you see me in Rockstar Editor, shouldn't really look that like that. It's just because OBS doesn't like when you use Rockstar Editor for some reason. At least for my computer. I don't know about yours. But we're gonna let it load. So you see here, that sort of thing is actually showing up. There's a little watermark that does show up, and that's why we always have the first few seconds with nothing. So in post production with your editor, you can always cut that part out, or just trim it in photos or whatever you save it. So we're gonna kind of go through this. It's what it's doing is rendering out how the actual footage is gonna look. And what Rockstar Editor also helps do, cleans up some stuff, not everything. For example, like that guy still disappears. It's just Rockstar Editor. Alright, so our cinematic is done. It will say that it's been successfully exported. So we're going to say yes. We're actually going to go and quit out of here because now I'm going to show you how to actually get that footage. So we're going to quit out of here, click game, and we're going to go to our main screen, and there it is. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to exit out all of that. Alright, so for here, to get to our rendered videos, what you're going to do is first you're going to go to your local C disk. Now, one thing that you're going to do is you're going to go to view, the view tab, and then you're going to check off hidden items. Hidden items actually shows the folder that you need to get to the actual rendered video. So you're going to go to your local disk, C, whatever, go to C, or go to users, and then whatever your actual name is, or whatever, however you save your PC name is under. Mine is Eternity Studios. Then you're going to go to app data. You're going to go to local, and then you're going to scroll down to Rockstar Games. You're going to go to GTA 5, and then videos, then rendered. And here's where all your videos are actually saved. Like these ones that Internet Explorer that pop up is just broken ones that have been created during the crash. As you can see, I have played around with a lot of cinematics already. But this is the one that we just did, Test Rock. So you see how those first few seconds was like 2 or 3 seconds, yeah, 2 seconds. And then like the third or fourth second, that's when the cinematic actually starts. That was a good place to start it. You see how it's not so laggy as it would be in GTA 5, like when you're actually in game, like let's say like in game, you're getting about like 30 FPS or whatever. It still, no matter what, it's going to show up better in the render. Alright, so that is our little cinematic. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Oh, actually, before we actually close it out here, we're gonna have to do is to actually obtain these videos, you're probably gonna have to just move to your desktop or whatever, or move it to downloads or whatever, because for some reason, like, if you try to use this video for like your Vegas Pro or whatever editing software, it might not be able to reach this, so it's always best to kind of save in the folder where you know you're actually gonna use it. But I did hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like and share with anybody, share with your friends. And like I said earlier, Divergent Network is our new role-playing server that we're coming out with. And we're actually, if you're interested in role-playing as well as doing some cinematics, feel free to join. We're going to have more classes that you can join into to learn how to make your cinematics more cinematic and to have meaning and purpose behind some of the camera angles you use, how your cinematography goes, and some of the cuts or whatever that you make. But hope you guys did enjoy this video, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care, and goodbye.